When we spoke earlier in the year, you told me that the company was kind of taking a wait and see approach on any kind of big capex commitments due to the uncertainty around COVID and Brexit. I just wonder whether that position has changed at all, and if so, can you give us any insight on any kind of expansion plans that you're either putting in place or have coming up in the rest of this year or 2022?
You can say we already in March, April, sort of said to the organization that we are going to lift the foot on the brake. So we will sort of stick to the original budget we had on the investments for 2021, which meant that let's say the darkest clouds on Brexit and COVID were behind us, at least we thought. And we were more optimistic about the future, and we still are actually. But what then has been very apparent with us and with a lot of others, I know, most countries we operate in, is the lack of workforce, lack of people. So we actually in the organization also said that we are willing to invest more if it's automation. So we are going to look into that, and in the organization they've been asked to pick on automation projects, and we will try to, because we can't of course do everything in one go, both for the cash, but also because the organization need to be able to cope with it. So but we are looking differently at investments in automation now. It's not a question of what is the payback time for savings on an automation, it's the payback on how much more can we actually provide of products to the market. So it's a different hat you have on.
Are you going to start that project in one plant, to start with, and then kind of expand it to the rest, or are you going to do something in kind of various plants at the same time?
We are asking the various plants to come up with, they have their own technical organizations, because our consumer division and what we call primary divisions is a bit different. So we asked both organizations to come up with proposals, and then we as executive management will try to pick what we believe is the best one, best ones, because it will be several products.
That's well, obviously in the in the UK it's been much documented that there's a shortage of workforce because of the knock-on effect of Brexit, and then obviously the pandemic has not helped as well. But I just wondered what was the dynamic that's causing the labour shortage in your kind of operations in continental Europe and Russia.
Well, that's a good question, because it's not easy to explain right now. I heard somebody the other day saying that's actually 1.5 million people missing in the workforce in the UK, and it can't really be explained by the numbers. And we see a little bit the same, especially in Poland and Lithuania, that it seems like a quite solid number of the workforce has left the labor market for various reasons. So it's not easy to say. It's not like everybody fled to a different country, but there's been some things going on as a consequence of this COVID-19 pandemic, that people maybe prioritize a bit different.
Do you think it's been driven by people making like life choices, and
that's part of it? That's part of it. And then take Denmark as a country. We have had very, very nice growth rates. I think Poland as a country is probably the highest growth rate in Europe right now, and unemployment is falling like a stone. So it's a lot of factors, and we are already beyond the economic activities are beyond COVID-19. So, and higher than in 2019. Right? So there is a lot of factors, and it's here to stay, I'm afraid. It will be difficult to get workforce and specialists and blue collar, white collar in at least where we operate.
Yeah, because I guess with the fish industry, you've always got that additional challenge that it's kind of seen as just an unsexy industry to work in, or so there's always that challenge too, I guess.
Yeah, there is. I mean, you just have to look at yourself. You're not raising your kids to be in that kind of job, you want them to go to higher education, university, or work with their hands and then take an education and get a good job, right? So it's not unusual, but luckily we're still able to get people, and we have managed to get more people in Poland, just not to the speed that we are used to. So and we are employing people from Ukraine as well, as an example. Just to keep the plant running at full capacity.
Okay.